I was just thinking, do y'all remember why Trump even mentioned Israel's name in the first place when he was running for office? Y'all remember?
We don't win this election. Israel, in my opinion, within a period of 2 to 3 years, will cease to exist. It's going to be wiped out. That's what's going to happen. It's a tough thing to say, but what difference does it make from my standpoint? I have to tell you the truth, and maybe you'll be energized, because there's no way that I should be getting 40% of the vote. I'm the one that's protecting you.
Without the United States, there would be no Israel. Without me, there would be no Israel.
It is also the heritage of the United States. Without Israel, without the Jewish foundation, there would not be an America. We owe our very existence to what happened in this
You see how
land.
we got here now? They're burning both ends of the candle. Misinformation all the way around.
So let's see what's on the horror show.
Calling it a, quote, jaw-dropping, horrific surrender document. GOP Senator Ted Cruz warning it rewards, quote, theocratic lunatics. The New York Times writing, Iran gets major economic lifeline for minimal concessions in initial deal. Quote, Iran emerged from a confrontation with the world's most powerful military, having proved they can use economic chaos as a weapon. Axios pointing out that Trump initially demanded total surrender, the full dismantlement of Iran's nuclear program, no enrichment, no ballistic missiles, and a say in picking Iran's supreme leader. Trump got absolutely none of the above. Now the administration is moving the goalposts, though, and trying to sell victory here.
What have you learned about not just the exercise of power, but the limits on your power as a result of the conflict?
There are no limits.
No.
Not. I haven't learned that lesson yet. I know there are, but there are no limits. We defeated them totally militarily.
Beginning a conflict, you had talked about you only wanted unconditional surrender. And
Well,
the MOU doesn't look like unconditional surrender.
well, it really probably is unconditional surrender.
It is?
I think so.
And this about face, it is not going over well. The conservative Wall Street Journal editorial board writing that Trump signed a, quote, recipe for the surrender of the Strait of Hormuz to the dictates of Iranian foreign policy. The conservative Drudge report showing Lady Liberty herself covering her face with her hands in shame.
Oh, damn.
The Times digging into the way the deal is driving a rift among Republicans.
Unless you were homeschooled by a day drinker, no one's confident that Iran's going to do anything.
$300 billion, obviously a lot of money. Who's paying this money and why? Why would they do this?
I didn't believe it. I thought somebody was spoofing me.
The idea that we would have effectively a Marshall Plan
Not Ted.
and come in and rebuild Iran after they've been the leading state
Go
sponsor
back
of
in the
terrorism
house.
for 47 years. They've murdered nearly 1,000 Americans. I don't think that makes any sense.
Yesterday, Trump said if the deal with Iran goes south, quote, blame JD. It sounded like a joke, but today the administration sent Vance to face questions from the press all by himself.
No!
A couple of just timing questions. How soon, as the MOU lays out, can Iran start selling any of its oil that has sort of been impounded, right, with the blockade? And two, can you sort of explain the Lebanon component to the MOU and how that front works and the enforceability of it?
Yeah, so the Lebanon component, this is about regional peace, right? This is about regional peace. And what that means is we expect Hezbollah is not going to be firing rockets and firing drones at the Israelis. And we also expect that the Israelis are not going to be going wild in Lebanon, right? Both sides have to honor their end of the deal. Now, as you guys know, sometimes these ceasefires are a little messy. The President of the United States said this a couple of weeks ago, that a ceasefire in that region of the world just means they're shooting a little bit less at each other than they were before.
Wrong. A ceasefire is a temporary mutually agreed upon pause in armed conflict. Its purpose is to stop violence, allow for humanitarian aid, or create a window of time for opposing sides to negotiate a permanent peace treaty. That's it. No alternative definitions.
What you've seen is radical progress in Lebanon, less shooting, less firing, but you're still going to have these little flare-ups from time to time. And that's just the sort of thing that we're going to have to manage through the diplomatic process.
What diplomatic process are we managing on breaking a ceasefire? How do we do that?
I didn't like where 2 hours before we're signing the agreement that there was an attack in Lebanon, in Beirut. It wasn't like in the southern side, and it was in Beirut. I did not like that. I didn't like it, not at all. But
Secretary Rubio's been sort of the person on point. It's actually worked out extraordinarily well.
The purpose of this is to destroy that missile capability. Why does Iran want that ballistic missile capability?
Can I follow up quickly on something you said in the press conference? You said you don't mind Iran having ballistic missiles. Can you elaborate on that? I want to make sure we understand your position.
No, I'm saying that if other countries have them, it's a little bit unfair for them not to have some.
Because we do have substantially less shooting, but it's going to be something we have to manage. And eventually what we want to see is the Lebanese government, the elected representatives of the people of Lebanon, who are able to police southern Lebanon so that Hezbollah is not taking over the country, the Israelis are not threatened, and then consequently the Israelis are not attacking southern Lebanon or Beirut either.
Israeli leaders say they won't abide by a so-called peace deal, even as Trump pressures Netanyahu to back down. But Israel says it's not retreating from land that's occupied in the south or from Gaza and Syria. This has been read as an act of defiance against Trump, who has criticized Netanyahu both privately and now publicly, calling him difficult. But Netanyahu is under pressure domestically. A deal between the US and Iran, especially one that forces Israel to back down in Lebanon, is seen as a humiliating defeat.
למדינת ישראל אסור לקבל את הפסקת האש בין ארצות הברית לאיראן. אנחנו חייבים לפעול מתוך תודעה ברורה ובלתי מתפשרת.
All the Trumpers, I just got a question. I know niggas don't want to talk politics, but it's cool. Y'all didn't get a wall. You didn't get the swamp drained. You didn't get affordable health care. You didn't get eliminated national debt. You didn't get a new infrastructure. You didn't get Hillary Clinton locked up. You didn't get Epstein accountability. You didn't get a 5K Doge check. You didn't get the 2K stimulus check. You didn't get lower grocery prices. You didn't get help buying a home or affordable home prices are going up. You did not get America first, and you did not get peace. We at war right now. What the fuck did you get?
We had a great event. This was something very special. Praise be to Allah.
Oh my God.
Scott, why don't we keep their money? Granite being a very strong, the strongest stone. Donald Trump is the greatest president ever. It's not as pretty as marble, but it's much stronger. Afghanistan is kissing our ass, you know that? It's a lot stronger. Like the new granite I put on the stairs of the White House going to the Oval Office, the black granite. It's rated 1 million years plus. At the Palace of Versailles, I sort of like that palace. Has a lot of gold. I want to check it out. No marbles rated that. Marbles rated 100 years. It's outside. It's a beautiful palace. Let me take you to court. Let me sue you. And I want to thank Vladimir Putin. The word affordability is a fake word, but made up by the Democrats. Here's where it's fake, because they made it up. Because I was the one that killed General Soleimani. He's going to turn his plane around and get the hell out of here. Yeah, I like that idea. I think it's a good idea. Thank you very much, everybody.